Welcome to the Hunter Showcase for Mech Assassin, Season 43's Hunter release. While Mech Assassin seems to be a relatively straightforward hunter, his unique shots offer him some innovative interactions not previously explored in Hunt Royale. No one can be sure where Mech Assassin comes from, if he is fully robotic in nature, what animal he was designed after, his motivations, targets, or if he's even a paid mercenary. The only thing we know for sure is his accuracy and deadliness far outclasses even his best human counterparts. Mech Assassin is a sniper archetype, causing extreme levels of damage from long distances. By default, Mech Assassin will take careful aim after moving, firing a perfectly placed shot instantly killing any non-boss enemy. After that initial shot, he will open fire, causing 100% player damage at an attack rate equal to his attack speed value. If this initial shot were to instead be fired at a boss, Mech Assassin would deal damage equal to his base damage, plus a modified amount of his current hunter level multiplied by a flat 500 damage. Mech Assassin's improved artificial intelligence allows him to learn and improve his combat prowess in the heat of battle, providing a unique advantage by doubling all experience gains. This enhancement allows his single-shot playstyle to be twice as effective in early game, and serves him well in later stages if bonus to max level equipment is equipped. In-game, Mech Assassin features a toggleable ability similar to a siege mode, which can be activated or deactivated by the player. When the siege mode is off, Mech Assassin takes a careful shot after each movement, followed by auto attacks dealing 100% of base damage. When siege mode is toggled on, however, he forsakes all auto attacks in favor of carefully aimed shots with every attack. Regardless of what mode is active, any attack that is charged while aiming is referred to as a dead shot. His default firing mode will be useful for farming minions, killing the closest target outright and cleaning up any remaining minions with quick successive attacks. This mode is also used to assist in stacking debuffs on a target with its higher rate of fire, as well as destroying crystals in a map. His siege mode can be used to easily farm minions as well, but it will require a bit more effort with kiting technique, especially on maps that offer no healing, in addition to making use of his spawn tentacles to help dispatch large clusters of enemies. Outright killing enemies with one shot turns the early game of Mech Assassin into a game of shooting fish in a barrel. Outside of minion farming, siege mode's main use is to cause slow, hard-hitting attacks on a boss to make use of poison or fire stacks on a target. Mech Assassin's basic abilities are somewhat less impactful to his playstyle compared to other hunters, offering little to be gained when pitted directly against his two unique abilities, Status Enhancer and Deadly Boss Mod. Both perks can be chosen a total of 4 times each before being removed from the perk selection pool in-game. Mech Assassin's Awakened perk has been reworked since his initial release, granting him the Ricochet ability, causing his regular auto attacks and his charged dead shot to bounce to a nearby target. This change significantly improves his early game clear speeds, while also enabling him to maintain a clear line of sight to bosses in the later stages of rounds. Mech Assassin's core gameplay revolves around his Deadshot attack. This attack by default needs 1.5 seconds to charge and can be prepared while moving, standing still, attacking, or even while respawning. Once fully charged, Mech Assassin must briefly stand still to fire the shot off. Attack speed has no effect on Deadshot and only applies to Mech Assassin's auto attacks. The unique perk Status Enhancer was buffed after Mech Assassin's release to also add in a bonus charge speed effect to Deadshot, but more on that in a little bit. Deadly Boss Mod is one of the 2 unique perks given to Mech Assassin, and it is solely responsible for his place amongst Hunt Royale's meta, amplifying his dead shots to cause extreme amounts of damage to boss tier enemies. As a nod to gaming culture, the perk's name references the popular World of Warcraft mod that alerts players to raid mechanics and boss effects. Since the perk can be selected a total of 4 times, at max rank the flat 500 damage component of Deadshot can be increased to 12,500. This final damage amount can then further be increased by outside effects such as weakness, disease, terror, Succubus's pleasure aura, Mender's rage aura, boss damage from bonus gear, etc. Let's take another look at Deadshot's damage calculation and add in the most important aspect, the Deadly Boss Mod perk. For our example this time, let's say that Mech Assassin is a level 6, he is causing 86 auto attack damage, and has selected 1 Deadly Boss Mod perk. In its entirety, this is how the damage calculation looks. We will populate these values in the order in which they will be resolved. First, you will take the bonus percent gained from your Deadly Boss Mod perks and multiply it by Mech Assassin's base 500 bonus damage against bosses. This product is then multiplied by your current level with Mech Assassin. Once you have this result, you simply add in your base damage, which is equivalent to your auto attack damage, to get your final damage per dead shot value. To take it just one step further, if instead in this example we had 3 deadly boss mod perks instead of just the 1, you would simply raise the percent value by the amount of deadly boss mod perks that you have selected, as seen here. Looking at this result, we can see why Mech Assassin is an excellent early game hunter for newer players, and why his 2 unique perks stand out compared to his base abilities. Notably, he lacks any exclusive base damage scaling options that differentiate him from other hunters, meaning his base damage scales like any other standard hunter would. However, the bonus damage components tied to dead shots are entirely reliant on his perks. This design allows Mech Assassin to perform effectively right from the start without needing any specialized gear setups to perform at a high level. His second unique perk, Status Enhancer, consists of 2 components, both of which leverage his Deadshot ability. The first component reduces the recharge time of Deadshot by 12.5%, as we discussed earlier. Simply put, this increases the rate at which the red bar charges over Mech Assassin's head, indicating a Deadshot is ready to be fired. In order to visually demonstrate these reductions, I placed a timer above Mech Assassin's head to measure how long it takes to fully charge. Without any perks, the baseline charge time is 1.5 seconds. However, with all 4 Status Enhancer perks selected, this time is halved to just 750 milliseconds, or 0.75 seconds. During this test, I also reviewed his firing animation. When the bar is full, there still exists a brief pause before damage is dealt due to Mech Assassin's firing animation. This delay cannot be reduced by attack speed, nor by Status Enhancer. This very same animation is the delay you experience when you stop moving with Mech Assassin, explaining why you can't instantly fire a shot immediately upon standing still. As such, this time needs to be accounted for if you ever need to calculate Mech Assassin's DPS. All in all, with no perks, it will normally take Mech Assassin 1.8 seconds to fire a dead shot. With all 4 perks of Status Enhancer, Mech Assassin will fire off 1 shot every 1 second. The second effect of Status Enhancer is in its name. It enhances any status effects currently on an enemy targeted with each dead shot. It does this by increasing the duration of the effect by 1.5 seconds, up to the effect's duration cap, and by raising the amount of effect applied to the target by 5 for each perk selected. The core aspect of this perk is that the effect being increased does not necessarily need to be an effect Mech Assassin currently can apply, or ever apply. By that I mean, Mech Assassin does not need to have poison or fire gems currently equipped to help his partner who may be stacking one of those 2 debuffs. He can also help stack effects that are unique mechanics to other hunters. This is an incredible perk for newer players that may not have completed their first fire set, giving them an early game option to use on levels that benefit from you and your partner stacking fire damage. Status Enhancer works on poison, fire, disease, bleed, necrosis, and crystallization stacks. With each perk selection, Status Enhancer claims to simply increase an effect's amount by a multiple of 5. While this is true for some effects, it becomes a little more intricate for others and does not work as intended due to a small bug that ultimately benefits the player. The determining factor on how it stacks seems to be whether or not the effect can be applied by Mech Assassin via gear options, or if the effect itself can only be applied by specific hunters as the debuff is unique to them. Let's take a closer look at poison and see how Status Enhancer interacts with the effect. As an example, we have 200% poison equipped on Mech Assassin. This means that with each attack, whether regular auto attacks or dead shots, 2 poison stacks will be added to a target. If we then add 1 Status Enhancer perk, this will give us plus 5 poison stacks with each attack. This should, in theory, apply a total of 7 stacks of poison with every dead shot we take. However, this is where that small bug comes into play, as this is not the result we see in game. When the game calculates your poison application per dead shot, it will first add your current poison application rate, as it normally would even without Status Enhancer present. In this case, 2, as we have outlined in our example. Then, it will try to add the static plus 5 enhanced poison to the target, but only if a condition is first met. There needs to already be poison on the target. It checks this by retrieving the last amount of poison applied to the target. If the amount is equal to 0, then no plus 5 enhanced poison will be applied, as 0 poison on the target means there is nothing to enhance. This is why your first dead shot on a boss with no effects present doesn't add any bonus stacks, only your base poison application. If the value is greater than 0, let's just say in this instance you had previously struck the boss and already applied +2 poison, then +2 is the rate of last application. This value is then compared against the value of 0, confirming that it is indeed larger than 0, indicating that there is an effect on the target and that it is okay to enhance the value by +5. After comparing the value of the last rate of application, for some reason, the equation seemingly leaves that value in to be combined with the static +5 that Status Enhancer would increase the effect by. This is causing extra free amounts of poison to be added to a target, however marginal they may be. But why does it check the rate of application to begin with? Why doesn't it just increase it by the amount you would normally add? This is how the game allows Status Enhancer to enhance effects Mech Assassin cannot increase currently, as it works independently of what Mech Assassin is capable of applying. So, using our example, if Mech Assassin had a fire set equipped and his partner had poison, the equation for increasing the poison effect itself would be nearly identical. All you would simply do is remove the +2 poison that you would typically be applying. As you yourself are not actually applying poison, you would instead be applying fire, which would be a separate calculation. Then you would just continue our equations as normal. You would compare the last rate of poison application, which would not be your poison application, it would be your partner's, who's adding +2 poison with each attack. So the variable of x now becomes 2. In this example, 2 is greater than 0, so you would simply add 2 + 5 equals 7. So every time your Deadshot would attack, you would increase the poison application by a total of 7, even though you yourself can apply no poison applications. These examples of stacking poison are the same way fire and disease are calculated by Status Enhancer. However, bleed, necrosis, and crystallization are simply increased by a flat +5 for each Status Enhancer perk selected by Mech Assassin. No checks or equations, just simply increasing the amount of the effect on the target by +5 as the perk description itself reads. For further detail on any of these stackable effects and their intricacies, such as resistances or detonation interactions, feel free to pause the video and review the information I've provided about the specific effect you're interested in. Multishot does not directly interact with Status Enhancer, other than applying Mech Assassin's base stack application rate to the poison application calculation we reviewed earlier. Using this previous poison example, a Deadshot would apply 2 poison stacks, followed by another 2 poison stacks due to Multishot, before any bonus amounts from Status Enhancer are calculated and added. It's important to note that these values are not combined into a single value of 4 when Status Enhancer evaluates previous stacks on a target. Instead, they are treated as 2 separate applications of 2, which causes Status Enhancer to apply its bonus based on a value of 2 and not 4. Tentacles, on the other hand, do benefit from Status Enhancer when it comes to applying stacks of effects on a target. They follow the same exact rules as a regular Deadshot attack, applying identical amounts and using the same formulas. However, there is a notable issue. When a tentacle is spawned, its first of 3 attacks does not benefit from Deadshot damage or Status Enhancer, behaving as though it were a regular auto attack. The second and third attacks function as predicted. It is unclear whether this is a bug or a server communication issue, but the result is consistent. Every newly spawned tentacle's first attack contributes very little to an engagement. Multishot and Tentacles both replicate Deadshot's raw damage output, including the 100% of the bonus damage dealt to bosses. They also cause 100% of a minion's hit points as damage when attacking, instantly killing them in a single hit. Both enhancements are highly valuable to Mech Assassin's kit and endgame. The last thing to discuss about Mech Assassin is his hidden synergy with another hunter in the game, Mech. If you weren't aware, Hunt Royale occasionally includes hidden bonuses or Easter eggs when certain hunters are played together. A classic example of this synergy is between Spider Queen and Arachna. When paired together, Spider Queen benefits from Arachna's spiderweb bonuses while standing on them. Mech Assassin's synergy is hinted at in his bio, where it mentions that he hesitates for a split second before engaging in combat with Mech, possibly due to respect. Regardless, when these two hunters are paired together, Mech gains a significant boost to its combat abilities. Specifically, Mech can select up to 4 copies of the improved Siege perk instead of the typical 2. This translates to an additional 50% attack speed and damage while in Siege mode, making this duo exceptionally powerful together. One hunter excels at stacking effects, while the other obliterates enemies with devastating precision. And that concludes this hunter showcase on Mech Assassin. His versatile kit makes him a perfect partner for virtually any other hunter in any scenario. Status Enhancer breaks the boundaries of gear reliance, allowing him to stack buffs unique to other hunters, while his precision and devastating dead shots let him hit harder than nearly anyone else in the game. Mech Assassin is truly a force to be reckoned with, offering incredible value for both new and veteran players alike.